that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to Platinum Social, number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Blank. Joining me, as always, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Dylan. Excited to be here back, pre-recorded.
Yeah, pre-record. Yeah, I'm reacting to your pre-recording right now.
I'm reacting to your pre-recording.
Yep. That's right. It's really, it's the future.
So much easier to do the scripted. Yeah.
So last week, of course, episode 300, I did it live, twitch.tv/Explosion Network. It was less of an episode and more of an absolute shit show, as expected. But, I mean, did you see how much I managed to cut that down and, like, what I ended up, like...
I did. Let me have a quick look.
So I think the full stream was, like, a little bit over 4 hours, and I managed to get
it down to 2 hours, 9 minutes.
The release version down to 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good effort. Yeah.
That is impressive. A lot of cutting, your PlayStation blowing up, and...
Yep.
Do you have an update on that? Was it the Seagate hard drive that was the problem?
Haven't used it since, so don't know.
Keeping the audience in suspense.
Yeah, went back to the, I've been playing my main one, not my streaming one. Yeah. The one that has a disc tray. So, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good effort. So if you missed it live, boy, did you miss out on some big moments. And if you'd like to catch the episode 300, I would suggest, if you're going to do it, watch the video, because I'm not sure how any of that comes across in audio. But long story short, I got 69 platinums.
Nice.
That was a very good achievement. So, actually, no. I went back the following morning. Sorry, I lie. The following morning when I was editing it, and I got done and I started it processing and stuff like that, I was like, wonder if I could quickly smash out a few more and get it up to 399. 399. So I did that. Because I ended the stream at it was 69 platinums earned, but I ended at like 38 or 379.
382 or something, I think.
382, some weird number. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, can I get it to 399 easily? Yeah. Had a bunch more of those
shitty platinums.
I got even more. I got more. The problem. I don't even know if I've done half of them. And I didn't even buy any of those ones we make fun of, the Christian ones, $1.50, and they're always sitting there ready for a rainy day when I decide to really dig into the depths of hell.
Mm.
You know? So
when all your morals go. Yeah. Yeah,
when all my morals go, they exist. So I am at 399, which means I'll have another stream coming up, because what's 400? I got to do it live, you know? Well, maybe not the whole playthrough of whatever platinum 400 is, but at least the last couple hours of the platinum scenario. Yeah. So,
have you figured out what it's going to be?
No. Out of all the games I've played recently, I would love, although I just don't think I have the time between like other things to clean it up. But out of all the games I've played this year, I'd love if I could make 400 would be fuck. Why do I suddenly forget what I'm talking about? Bloody hell. The Monster Hunter one.
Wild Hearts. What do you need to get that?
Oh, imagine you got to like do all these, like, complete all these extra like hard fights, like, a certain amount of hunts completed, completely upgrade certain types of armor, like it's
so what you're saying is it's not going to be Wild Hearts.
No, but I wish I could. It's not impossible. That game's not impossible to platinum. It's just a matter of
putting in the work, as some would say.
As some would say. So, but yeah, I'll have to find another game to make 400 and do a stream of. But if you do look at my PSN profile at the moment, it is just fucking like
nothing but garbage.
Nothing but garbage. Yeah. I did manage to get up to 112 as of recording on my PSN rank after everything there. Ooh. So I'm creeping back. When I started that episode 300 live stream, I was at 1.6 something. So now I've gone up a good 50 ranks.
Wow.
And these motherfuckers get these games too in those top 100, and some
True.
fighting fire with fire here. So, all right, let's talk about a few news stories from this week. Firstly, Press Start says April's PlayStation Plus Extra Deluxe games have been announced. And then at the end of this, we'll talk about the ones that have been de-announced. So the games coming are to Extra Deluxe: Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Doom Eternal, Riders Republic, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, Slay the Spire, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, The Evil Within, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, Bassmaster Fishing, Paradise Killer, Sackboy: Big Adventure, and the PlayStation Plus Deluxe Classics are Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 3, and Dishonored Definitive Edition. Anything stand out amongst all that for you?
Kenna, that's pretty cool. I never got around to playing that, so that's something I could play.
I mean, it was on PS Plus.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? It launched at PlayStation Plus, right?
I don't think it did.
Really?
No.
Okay, maybe never mind then.
I think it was just a PlayStation exclusive.
Mhm.
I think the interesting one there is Sackboy's Big Adventure, that it's on the list when it's also like it's one of the games for this month, the essential games.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to add it, just add it like next month or something. So it's not like.
Well, no, just add it to your library now and no have to worry about it being on the list.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
true. Weird.
It takes up a PlayStation Plus slot of a game, so.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, but. Yeah, I mean, cool if you're a Doom fan, Thanks, Bethesda, for letting us
You've got like literally every fucking Doom game amongst all that, yeah.
Well, except the new ones.
Doom Eternal's there on the Extra Deluxe list.
Is it?
Yep.
What about the one before?
Maybe it's already on there. I don't actually remember.
Ooh. Okay.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's a lot of Bethesda. Evil Within.
There's a lot of Bethesda,
Wolfenstein, all that. So, yeah.
Hedging their bets. Like, maybe we just...
They're like, we're not giving you the new games. We here have our old ones.
Dylan, let me ask you a question. How many of these Bethesda games run at 60 frames per second on PlayStation?
Fuck the phone, eh?
Let's say all of them, because it's much easier to make it run at 60 frames per second on a PlayStation.
All right, all of them run at 120 frames per second minimum.
Yes.
But the more interesting part of this story, and the part that's upset people this week, has been they announced a bunch of games that are leaving PlayStation Plus Deluxe Premium, whatever things they call them in different parts. So they say, as part of our normal content refresh, Marvel Spider-Man, Resident Evil, NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, and among other titles will be leaving PlayStation Plus Games Catalog in May. Members of Games Catalog benefits can still play by May 15th. You can always check the last chance to play section on PlayStation Plus collections to find out what games are leaving the service. So here's the full list. Then I'll get your thoughts on if this is worth being annoyed about, as the Twitters has been. So the full game's leaving: Marvel Spider-Man, Flat Out 4 Total Insanity, Deadlight Director's Cut, Homefront The Revolution, Mighty No. 9, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, Shenmue 3, This War of Mine, The Little Ones, Metro Last Right Redux, Metro 2033 Redux, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon Everybody, Left Alive, Star Ocean First Departure R, Balan Wonderland. Why was it on there anyway? NBA 2K Playgrounds 2, Resident Evil, How to Survive, Storm Warning Edition, Pixel Piracy, Last Day of June, Virginia, Dreamfall Chapters, The Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge 2, MX Fest, ATV All Out, Tour de France 2021, Graveyard Keeper, Kona, Relicta, Windbound, Chronos Before the Ashes, and Pathfinder Kingmaker. Do you reckon this is bullshit they're taking? So the conspiracy theory is no one cares about the other 26 games, or whatever it is. Everyone's mostly annoyed about Spider-Man, and the conspiracy theory is that they're taking it off now with the Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming out in like September's the rumored sort of rough release date. They're taking it off now, so everyone has to buy it ahead of release.
I'd probably that's the case, and I'm fine with it. You've had 4 years to buy the game, play the game. Tough shit. if you hadn't played at this point. It is weird, that they are taking it off the service, I guess, when it's one of their own first-party games, and you assume they don't need to be paying licensing fees, which is the reason a lot of these other titles will be removed from the service. It would be like a Netflix original kind of getting pulled from the service,
which they've done.
But not one that Netflix itself is like completely financed itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's odd because really, how much money are they going to make off Spider-Man sales in the lead up to Spider-Man 2? Not many, I'd imagine.
Not many, no. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Or maybe they're removing it so they can put the version, the remastered version up instead.
Yeah. Then everyone will eat their shit.
They're like, oh, we'll put the remastered version so you can all get used to the new Peter Parker's face. Done.
Maybe. Yeah, it is a bit weird. I don't think it's... I think it's weird. I don't think it's the end of the world because I'm like, who the fuck out there that's paying for PlayStation Deluxe, which is mostly going to be... No one's paying for that as their PlayStation's their second console. You know what I mean? Like, if you're playing for PlayStation Deluxe or Premium or whatever, PlayStation is your main... Not Premium. Premium is normal, right? No, that's essential. Anyway, Deluxe Premium. You're probably... That's your main console. Surely you've played Spider-Man by now in the 4 years. So that's the part where I'm like, yeah. I don't understand why everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
I mean, chill out. I guess it's just the people who are the suckers who like traded in and wanted to replay it before the game came out. In which case I say, yeah, sucks to be you.
General rule of thumb, never rely on any of these services as a what's there will be there
permanent
forever.
library.
Like, yeah, that's not how they work. That's we all know this from TV streaming, movie streaming, game
15
streaming.
something years of streaming.
Yeah. Book streaming.
Nothing lasts forever.
If something pops up and you want to play it sooner rather than later. And if it disappears, well.
And if you want it forever, buy a copy.
Buy an actual copy. Yeah.
Preferably a physical copy because you never know.
Never know. All right, talk about things ending and changing. Dreams, the wonderful game by Media Molecule, is kind of coming to an end. So over on their blog, they say an update on server changes and live service support for Dreams. To our wonderful community of dreamers, Dreams is unlike any other game we've worked on at Media Molecule. It's been exciting, challenging, and most importantly, an unforgettable collaborative journey with all of you over the years. From beta to launch to the first Dream Walk to the 4th Impy Awards. Today, I would like to share 2 important updates for Dreams of 2023 regarding our upcoming server migration and live service. As we continue to evaluate and evolve our priorities for the studio and Dreams, we've made the difficult decision to discontinue live support for Dreams after 1st of September 2023 to shift our focus to an exciting new project. You'll be able to play, create, and share Dreams with others after September, but we won't be releasing any more updates to the game or events such as DreamsCon, All Hallows, Dreams, or the Impy Awards. We're incredibly proud of the work we've done in developing Dreams, such as our content releases, create updates and live events. We are endlessly grateful to the community for their belief and continuous contributions since launch. Then they've got a server migration thing that's happening. So this is for the people who make a lot of stuff. So they write, at DreamsCon last year, we mentioned a big upcoming change to Dreams server, a necessary update to preserve the security and stability of Dreams, which is home to millions of amazing creations from around the world. Our team has been hard at work on this update, and we're preparing to migrate to a new server in late May. As part of the Dreams server migration, in an effort to preserve the security and stability of Dreams service for all players, there is a storage limit of up to 5 GB from the date of the Dreams server migration. The 5 GB limit will be added for players on the date of the server migration. Your existing creations will not count towards the limits. New limits for as far as, so you'll get storage space online of 5 gig, 1 gig local, photos 256 online, 128 local, creations you can store 256 online, 256 local, and then versions you can store 512 per creation online and 1024 locally. You'll now be able to delete rather than archive creations to actually clear up space, because before apparently you could only archive them. And they're removing archiving as a feature. And there's a few other bits and bobs here that they're changing. But anyway, stuff for the hardcore fans. But how do you feel about the Dreams ending, like support from the 1st of September? And Media Molecule is they're already working on it. They just like, it's not like we're starting from then. They're already working on it now. But yeah, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I feel like the writing was kind of on the wall for a long time. It's a great game. Obviously spawns heaps of creative, interesting games that you can play and experiences you can do, and I'm sure it inspired like a ton of people to like get into making games and that kind of stuff. But financially, I think it was always a failure. Like, obviously, it didn't perform well in the early days, and obviously is kind of a live service game, so they've had to be investing a lot of money to keep this game going and putting new content and new features and that kind of stuff out there. So at a certain point, it just becomes impractical to continue to invest all these people's time in trying to keep this game alive when they could be working on something else. So, they had a really good run. Like I think officially it released February 2020, but it was out in early access like mid 2019. So 4+ years on a game that, didn't sell that well, and is a not an easy sell to a lot of people. They're pretty good.
It's also like, it's a live service game technically, but
it's a live service game, but they had no way to monetize the game in any way to keep funding coming in. You know what I mean?
This is the problem. Like, this is that. There's that fine line. I feel like, when people overstep it, we go, no, you're being like, you're trying to suck the money. Like you look at 2K or, something like that. You got slot wheels and shit like that for stuff. You're like, that's ridiculous. But then if you don't do some sort of monetization in a game you're going to try and support for years, you're sort of, you're sticking the handlebars in your own wheel. So, like, you're tripping yourself up. I
don't know if you can put the handlebars in your own wheel.
Or the stick, I think. You know that meme where the person's riding a bike? It's a stick, yeah. Okay.
It's a stick, not the actual handlebars off the
bike. I pictured the meme. I couldn't So, this was also paired with the news that Mark Healy announced that. So they put up another blog post today. Mark Healy announced that he has left Media Molecule. Mark co-founded Media Molecule and has been a creative driving force for the studio throughout the years, with many great memories making games of Mark. His passion for showing creativity, his encouragement to always chose the original path, and love a jam have strongly influenced Media Molecule in many brilliant ways. So what does this mean for Media Molecule? With the recent changing shape of the team, it's undeniably a moment. Our team of molecules are ready to take up the baton. InDreams will be releasing the server migration, the wonderful trend, and will continue curation and community support. We have a new project in works, which is exciting but too early for us to talk about. We look forward to updating you in the future. Mark, we're going to miss you. Wish you the very best on your next adventure. Thank you for everything. We promise to always stay a bit weird. And that was from Sobin Reddy, Media Molecule Studio Director. So, lots of shake-up happening at Dreams. So it's sort of annoying because then it means that, like, if I know, it's no one got to make a big deal of the last impies. In retrospect.
Yeah, I will say this though. I think Dreams will probably live on. Like, there's a big enough community there that people will probably still be making stuff. Obviously, Little Big Planet, like, people still make content for that and like make crazy levels and that kind of stuff. So I don't think Dreams is necessarily dead.
No, it's not. It's not dead. It's just
it's not dead. It's just
support is gone.
Yeah,
ending.
For now. There's always the
fucking for now. Fucking for now with you. There's always this.
And I'm sure like the impies will continue in some form.
Well,
maybe
I guess
not in that name, but like
the community
some sort of community awards and that kind of stuff. if they haven't already, I wouldn't be surprised if there is an equivalent.
Well, no one was doing community ones because the Impy, like the Impies, the ones that Medium Welcome,
maybe like individual sites or something. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. If you know, I don't think Dreams is necessarily like a game you can forget about now. There's definitely going to be games and content continuing to be made there, and there's probably so many games in there that you haven't played. Like I haven't touched it in like
a year.
Yeah, so
yeah, sad, but yeah, it will continue on. So that's the thing. But
yes,
yeah.
I guess the interesting is what does Molecule do from here? They've made like the craziest and most out there game they possibly could have. What's next?
I think they just need to take
something much smaller, like a Tearaway.
Yeah, I would hope, and I think it would be smarter for them to take a few steps back and make a really weird creative game like a simple little Big Planet platformer would be, or a Tearaway, or even like think about something like Katamari Damacy, right? Fucking weird game, but like it's a few hours. It's simple in like you're like, how did this person think this idea up? But you know, like it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
But do they run the issue of any game they make? They're like, the people go, could have made this in Dreams.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're like secretly they're like, Dreams. We're not supporting it anymore, but all of their future games come up and say made in Dreams.
Made with Dreams, yeah.
Yeah, their Dreams becomes their game engine now. So
yeah,
that'd be funny. We shall find out. But yeah, I'm keen to find out what they do next. I do really hope they do something smaller though, only because there was, of course, like in the lead up to Dreams, you forget now, but there was all the jokes. I mean, about, like,
that was announced in 2013.
Yeah.
So, you know,
no one knew what the game
10 plus
was
years since they've gotten
ages. Yeah. Like every time they showed it would just be like, you know, like PlayStation would do a show and then people would come up and just play like random music and they'll be like, that's Dreams. And like, what the fuck do you mean that's Dreams? Like, what is this? Like, so yeah. In retrospect, all those times they tried to show it and they showed the story mode at some stage there, but we didn't really understand that was a campaign that was actually going to be in it. Yeah, it was a very hard game to sell, I think, Dreams, but all right, let's talk about the state of play. So state of play happened on, I don't remember, Thursday? I think that's about right.
Yes. Well, Friday our time.
Friday our time, right, yeah. So PlayStation blog writes here, in just over 2 months, players will finally be able to get their hands on Final Fantasy 16, the next mainline installment of the Final Fantasy series. The game follows Clive Rosefield as he harnesses powerful ions to overcome his tragic destiny. Today's state of play not only explores intricate details of the story and world lore, but also gives us a first glimpse into the game's party combat and colossal battles with the new Eikons. We hope today's broadcast was exciting for everyone, both for fans keeping up with Final Fantasy 16 updates and for those hearing about the game for the first time. So, Ash, did you watch the state of play?
Like kind of like it was on. I wasn't paying 100% attention, you know. Just kind of taking the information in. But yeah, it looks great. What else is there to say? Do I really need to see another state of play of what is happening in Final Fantasy 16? Not really. I just want to play the game. But from what I can understand, obviously there's a lot of elements that have been pulled from Final Fantasy 14, which makes a lot of sense. Not just because the director and that are from that game, but because Final Fantasy 14 is massive. So yeah, I'm excited, but I didn't really need to see more. Other than, I guess, getting some hints to what the story is and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it weird when they announced they were doing a 20-minute Final Fantasy 16. I'm like, who needs this?
You just made everybody who went out to Japan like a month ago articles obsolete. Pointless.
They always do this, like when they do these massive preview events, and they usually follow up with releasing something like. So I presume the 20 minutes here is a cut together version of the same sort of stuff that people played for the preview event, because that's quite often how they do it. So like press got to play 6 hours. Here's a 20-minute video showing like highlights of that 6 hours sort of thing, and they release it a couple weeks after, so then they can continue the press or the the PR roll of information and keep the game in everyone's mind and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it looks cool. There's nothing else in here that really. I saw people tweeting about how they hated the combat. Some people really don't like it. Obviously, it's more action based than. But here's the thing: the game, Final Fantasy, is never going backwards. I don't think we'll ever see a Final Fantasy game that isn't action based, and going back to a typical turn-based structure. Not a numbered one. No. Spin-offs and whatever else, sure. Numbered mainline Final Fantasy games, I will always have this more action based stuff now, which I'm fine with. Do you? I mean, you've only played.
I'm not fast. I enjoyed both.
Yeah, so.
It's interesting because obviously Yakuza's gone the other way, or Like a Dragon's gone the other way.
Yeah, they started, so now they've like traded.
They're like, let's go swap places.
It started as action game, but yeah, I mean, watching the big battles against I think at the end he's fighting Ifrit, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, but very massive. You got all these fire particle effects flying out, fucking special effects flying off the swords and all these shit happening. It's a very intense, beautiful looking game. The fact that they've locked in this release date, the fact that they're continuing to pump out material like this makes me feel confident that it's actually not going to get delayed, because I'm hoping that if they had an inkling that it was going to get delayed, we wouldn't be seeing as much, or they wouldn't be doing as much stuff like this in the lead up with stuff like that. So that's cool, because when's it coming out? June 22nd. Yeah, June 22nd. So the Players blog does highlight a few things that they wanted, Square Enix wanted you to take note of. Other than it's pretty and things are cool. So they say Clive's Hideout. Clive's Hideout, which serves as his base camp throughout the game, was revealed at the State of Play. The footage showcased Clive preparing for upcoming battles by crafting items with gathered materials or tackling training modules. Players can complete a variety of side quests as well as mob hunts that allow you to take on stronger enemies. Mob hunts can be accepted from the hunt board, which you'll spot a familiar face with the series, a Moogle. Yeah, so you do have a base, which is kind of cool because a lot of these games don't. They're usually like big road trips, or you're moving from town to town, so sort of having a home base. I do like that idea. That's pretty cool. Then they say Lawsman, Harpocrates, and Vivian Ninetails. Right. Lawsman Harpocrates appears in Clive's Hideout. He studies the history and customs of Valisthea, researching the local climate, folklore, religion, and traditions. He's very curious about Clive's stories he takes home from his ventures. As Clive shares his past experiences, Harpocrates gains new knowledge as a researcher, and the 1,000 tombs in which he keeps his records of knowledge will become more and more complete. You can read up about everything about Valisthea if you visit him. So if you want to go hardcore into the lore, you're going to have a very big encyclopedia of stuff to constantly bring up in the game. If you don't think the 100 hours it takes to beat it is long enough and you want to spend another 100 hours reading about it, more power to you. New combat showcase. In the later half of the show was focused on combat. The show revealed new footage of Clive's action gameplay, titanic clashes between Ions and themselves, and their epic abilities. The show also unveiled many other details and characters for the very first time. So keep your eyes peeled. So yeah, very cool. I just don't. It sounds like I'm down on it, but I'm not. I'm just very much like, yeah, it's cool. I already thought it was going to be cool. I was like, I'm sort of already on board. Yeah, it looks great. Can I play it? Like, I just don't. I didn't really need this. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not. The person
it was. I think the other
thing,
like they highlighted some like accessibility things, like make sure you can play it on story mode, where combat will just be auto kind of done for you, and make we'll add these special equipment attached to you, so you can dodge and parry much easier and that kind of stuff. So I thought that was
that's cool,
nice, but yeah. It's I don't know with this whose mind this changed.
No, that's my thing. I was already set. So like, what's my I just don't feel like this was for me, which is fine. But Because as soon as I announced, I saw, when I woke up and saw like state of play, I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, 20 minutes for Final Fantasy. I'm like, cool. It's not really. I was excited for a moment. Now I'm like, I didn't even bother watching it live because I was like, I'll watch it later. Like, didn't even care enough. Right. That will do it for the show.
We're not going to talk about the big game that's coming out this week. The big DLC that's coming out today.
I got nothing to say
today.
About it. What do you want me to say about it?
It's coming out.
Hey everyone, Horizon Burning Shores is out. Don't forget that you can't play the...
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you going to play it this week? Are we going to talk about it next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't know. Spoilers, I haven't got a code or anything. I said... But yes, Burning Shores is out. Asterix, we talked about it a couple times before, of course. Remember, the key takeaway is you cannot play it unless you've beaten the game. There's my key thing. I had someone at work ask me the other day, hey, should I get this DLC? I said, have you finished the game yet? And they said, no. And I said, no, you should not. So I'm saving lives wherever I am.
Unless you're close.
They were not close. So
okay. Just wait.
Unless there's a discount. Too much doing a Kieran, just fucking around and fucking side quests. And
then got burnt out.
Yep. And then never went back to it. So, yeah. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns, or your thoughts on anything we're talking about this week on the show by heading to our Discord, our Twitters, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. And if you like the show and thought it was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page, explosionnetwork.com/support to buy us a coffee. And until next week, remember, every trophy counts.